So we're live.
Welcome, everyone, to Toons Up North, Nerdy Up North's cartoon show. I am joined, as always, by my cartoon co-host, Paul. And this time, we have our very first special guest. Yay!
Yes.
Hold for applause.
Yes.
We have... Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, I'm not sounding like a demon tonight. So, yes, I've done my checks.
Are you
Hopefully.
sure?
Fingers crossed.
We have our very own Mistress of Ceremonies from Monsters of North, coming in from parts unknown, Sammy!
Yay! To be fair, though, not just Monsters Up North. Like, every fucking podcast going, there's Sammy Up North. We're just going to call it Sammy Up North now there. So the name has changed. But to be fair, that's got so many connotations that we can try and turn.
Like sandwiches up north.
Sandwiches up north.
Sandwich. Oh my god, I love that.
And as we are three-pronged attack, as Jake always tells us, to cut your sandwich 3 ways.
Yeah.
Yes.
One for each of us.
Sandwiches all around.
So, Sammy, with you being our first guest, the pressure's on. So you're going to have to start tonight. You're going to have to shine like you've never shone before. So, what is your cartoon credentials?
Oh, my cartoon credentials.
Yes, we need.
What do you like?
Oh my goodness, what do I like? Well, the one that we're talking about tonight is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. Oh gosh, this is going to sound terrible. I was a child of the outdoors. So
what?
Take a Mega Drive off it now.
Pull the trapdoor, Paul.
I didn't really stick. I stuck around on some occasions for cartoons, but not a lot. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a big one in our house. One of my personal favorites was Fantastic Four. Love the X-Men, but the Fantastic Four for me were just something better. And that's really like growing up. I like He-Man. I loved He-Man and Transformers, but I'm not as big of a Looney Tune as most people are of my generation.
From what I've heard you speak about, I feel like you would have had VHSs with like 3 to 4 episodes on that you would have watched over and over again.
Absolutely, comfort. Care Bears was a big one. I can picture my VHSs: He-Man, Care Bears the movie, and Transformers one that had just random episodes on.
To be fair, that could be our Halloween Toons episode. We can do Care Bears the movie, the scariest cartoon that has ever lived.
Terrifying.
There's that little lion guy. He's all right.
Oh, that book though. Jesus Christ. Anyone who says they weren't scared of that book, no, you're not normal.
I wanted to be that book. So that's where my my darkness starts from is the Care Bears. Oh, and now I know how it feels like people on a Sunday when you put them on the spot. That was
you're so mean, Paul.
I got so anxious there for a second.
But see, that's why me and Jake work so well. He's the nice one and I'm the dick, so that's fine.
Tables turned right there. That was horrible.
Just remember, when you get me and Jake back on Monsters, you can turn it under us and go, haha, payback is a bitch.
He's sneering over here.
I went all Cyril on you there.
Is it Cyril or Sybil? Like
Cyril Snoo. One thing you did miss off your list there, Sammy, and again, you're going to probably just kick off with your note. The one episode that we thought we were going to get today, but the group voted against it.
Oh, the real Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me though. It wasn't quite the Ghostbusters because
no Ernie was there.
No, I love the real Ghostbusters. I mean, all the action figures were based around that. Like, you didn't get a movie accurate action figure, did you? But if I could watch the film or the cartoon, I'm going for the film. I'm going for the real deal.
Right.
You didn't like that part where they click the fingers and dance down the street? That's kind of like the movie.
I did and the hair flick. It's the hair flicking for me. It's when they're walking down and the hair's flicking.
Yeah, everyone's so bouncy in that show. Like, everything looks like squishy.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, yes.
Yeah, but as Paul said, we threw this to the audience vote. We announced it last week that Raccoons was chosen by everybody apparently, apart
Yes.
from me.
Jake was quite surprised. He's like, why does everyone like this show? Well, we found out, Jake. We've certainly found out.
I don't know if I did, but we'll talk through it tonight. But yeah, like Sammy, you jumped at the chance to come on this episode. So was this a one that captured your imagination as a kid? Like what drew you to the raccoons?
This was the one. This was the one cartoon that I had to be up for. I had to record it. Bert Raccoon was my hero. He was my everything. I have a very weird relationship with food, and he could be the contributor to that. His favorite food was peanut butter sandwiches.
I love a good PB. Yeah.
Well, for 10 years, that's all I ate.
Because of that damn raccoon.
Because of the raccoon. He's got a lot to answer for, does Bert Raccoon.
Yes.
But yeah, I was obsessed. This is probably, outside of Ghostbusters, this was probably the one thing that I would like, it was mine, and it was mine alone, and nobody else could touch it. Like, I didn't have, like, I don't even think Michaela was around at this point, so no sister. Just me, the telly, and Bert.
It's crazy to think. This was, as I said, 1985.
Oh yeah, she definitely wasn't here.
I wasn't born either.
So
damn you,
sorry, guys.
It's fine. My earliest memory of watching cartoons, like when me and Jake when we talked about doing this show, it was like Saturday mornings. This was Saturday mornings for me back in the back in the day, like. BBC Two, I think it used to be on, or BBC One of the early channels. It used to be this, then some other weird thing, probably around the twist and stuff like that. That used to come on afterwards. I remember two things vividly. One, Bert Raccoon and that amazing sweatshirt. Like, say, I wanted the sweatshirt when I was a kid, and Cyril Sneer being one of the weirdest looking characters and bad guys. That probably did take a little. Well, I don't know who inspired who, but it just like either him or Scrooge McDuck had the same kind of vibes.
Well, they're sort of like, they have opposite vibes, but they have like very similar houses.
Yes.
I'm guessing that as Scrooge McDuck is close to 100 years old.
He's from comic books,
yeah. So I think he was the inspiration.
Right.
But they were like, what if he was evil? Bastard.
Like really evil.
Yeah, see, it's just a nasty piece of work. But and again, when you talk about the Raccoons, to any like Raccoons fan or a child of the 80s that watched these things, the first thing that they always mention is the theme tune. It is one of those things where when I watched it back now, it kind of didn't hit the same vibes as it did back as a kid, but I remember it vividly as like being one of the things that I used to love about the Raccoons is the thing. But it might have been the voiceover guy, because the voiceover guy's tones and everything was just like, Bert Raccoon, what adventures is he up to today in Evergreen Forest?
This is the Evergreen Forest.
Falling out the window and smashing up the place.
He was very clumsy.
Yes.
I was not expecting that because I don't really remember this show much from a kid. I've definitely seen it before, because I think every kid's seen Cyril Sneer. But yeah, like I really wasn't prepared for the main character to be like, "Wow, look out, guys!" like, and falling over everything. I thought he was going to be like one of those put together main characters, like the kid.
I know he's really not. I'm gonna have a bit of a confession here. So I've not long watched the first episode. Literally before we came on, because I really wanted to be fresh in my head. I'm really glad I did. I felt really sad watching this.
Right, okay.
Like, I remember the opening, and the opening with this is the Everglade Forest. And then when the episode started, I forgot everything. I forgot every little characteristic of Bert. How hilarious Cyril Sneer is. Some of the lines that he came out with actually cracked me up. But I was so sad that my memory is so like bad, I couldn't remember like an inch of this program.
No.
And this is something I like having a very high in my nostalgia box.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember it, and it really made us feel sad.
It's weird though, because what you got to remember, this is the first episode. This is kind of like the pilot, like the shooting off point for the raccoons. Like, there's not much character development. It's kind of like a fun play on like the story. It's an interesting take. They do a whole twist, which is hilarious for an 80s cartoon that actually got you. You're like, oh, god damn it! I thought there was going to be a war.
There's no war balloons, and there's no war.
There was more to this story than I expected from a Saturday morning cartoon. Because I was coming in thinking we were just gonna get like a Gummy Bears or something, or a Dungeons and Dragons, where it was just a bunch of stuff that happened, and then everyone was back to normal at the end. Sort of thing. But this had plot. This had like multiple like plot lines going at the same time.
Some absolute 80s bangers kicking off in the middle of it.
Did anyone feel like watching this episode? It was like almost like an 80s music video going on at times. I was like, what the fuck's going on? I couldn't remember the music all the way through. I was like, wait there, it's proper kicking off here. I was like, I couldn't remember a cartoon being so like in tune with the music as well. So if you
was like full on band performances as well. It wasn't just like stupid synthesizer tracks with like some guy. It was like a full-on production that went into just to have bears sneaking around.
Yes, that was the best part. That was amazing. But,
the best part was Cyril before talking to the bears. Absolutely hilarious.
Going full Adolf on the bears and stuff like that.
But no, he's like, I know what they know, but they don't know what I know, and I don't know when they're going to actually do it.
One thing, because we all watched it from YouTube, is that we're from the same point?
Yeah.
I was gutted that the video quality wasn't up to scratch, because I remember, I remember like the colors and the character designs being like so well done when I was younger, and like even when you do like searches for the images and stuff like that, still. Like each of the characters are not just like flat, like except from one. We'll talk about her in a little bit, but all the different characters have their own like personalities, and it's so well done. But the video quality on YouTube was so bad. It was like I'd got me dad's old porno video that had been watched about 15 million times and like on VHS. So the grain had just gone. So it was like, is that a boob or is that a left testicle? You don't know. But
no, Bert.
no.
Oh my gosh.
But like, do you think that is that the best it looks? Is it like lost media, or can you get DVDs of this thing?
No,
or...
I did do a research. It's on Apple TV,
right? And that's the best.
Do you think it's been cleaned up?
I don't think it's been given the HD Disney Plus polish, but I think it's like not 1080p, but probably is about 420 or something like that.
Yeah,
I know what that means. It's only been in the last few years that actually any form of merchandise has come out. Like you get Truffle Shuffle brought out T-shirts, but I think it is kind of like when in the next 20 years, it's not going to be something that people hold to high regard. Like
Sammy's picture of Bert Raccoon's going to fade away.
Yeah. Just that short and good. Bert, I'll still eat the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
No, she can't remember.
No, not jelly. He never ate jelly. It was just peanut butter. Right. Yeah, this is a true story as well. My parents had to fight me over food, and it was because of him.
Your parents were like that damn raccoon.
Yeah, it was the only hot food I ate was a goblin pudding.
Right, a goblin pudding, right?
That's very northeast for people.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna say it was like a fake meal that your parents had invented to get you to eat something.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. My dad, to get me to take antibiotics, used to tell us that I was drinking a magic potion, and it was literally the tablets had been crushed into it, and there was a dash of lemonade, and that was what you could see sprinkled in it was the magic.
I think that would still work on you today.
I think the reason my imagination is the way it is because of my dad.
That's good though.
That's a good thing.
I think like that's the same thing for me, because like my dad used to watch cartoons with me, I think it was because he was a bit of a stoner. But he used to love the Ninja Turtles and stuff, and I think that like helped me like think about it more and be like, yes, I appreciate this show. If my dad's interested in it, that means it must be good. Stuff like that.
You're totally right, because I would see when there was just the three of us, my dad would watch everything with us. When Michaela came along, it was my mum's job to watch. So my mum like loves Fantastic Four and the X-Men because it's what we used to watch before we went to our swimming lessons. So my mum would be absolutely like glued and loved it. But with my stuff, that was down to my dad.
Yeah, so it's like that's nostalgia factor. Like it never goes away. It always lingers there as well.
And this is what made us a bit sad when I was watching it today, because I was expecting like that whole boost of bringing back so many memories. And when you can't remember something, even just a snippet of something, like when you watch a movie you haven't watched in a long time, but you can still got some little core like memory to it. I had absolutely nothing, and it really like I was like,
it might have just been that you might have just never seen this episode though, because like me and Paul have said it a few times, like when you were a kid, you had no idea what channel you were watching where the TV show came from.
Yeah, no, you're right. And what episode we were watching, like there was no numbers. It was just an episode. So yeah, you're probably right.
As far as we were concerned, there was infinite Powerpuff Girls episodes. Like you never knew when it started and finished.
No. But saying that though, I did have some waves of nostalgia watching this back, and it was more for the characters that we saw in this as well. Like I completely forgot about the three pigs, because I always thought because I always thought Cyril Sneer was a cross between an aardvark and a pig, but he's not. He is an anteater. But then the way I must have got the pig reference was the three pigs. I still don't know what that dog creature that Cyril Sneer has. That was
just about to ask about the dog.
Yeah, that kind of blew my mind again. I was going, oh shit, yeah, I remember the dog, how weird and cute and strange it was. And then, as Jake said before,
but then there's a human man dog who lives in the forest.
Yeah,
so how does that work?
But then you've got the little dog who's Cedric's dog, who goes and runs and gives the message to the raccoons,
and barks.
And barks and doesn't talk yet. Maybe he gets his talking abilities when he gets a bit older. Possibly. Maybe it's like because he's a baby. So and babies can't talk.
But yeah, you know that big dog who lives with the forest critters.
Like, I want to call him Barney, but that's not his name.
Like that character design I had not thought about for probably decades, and when I saw him, I was like, oh yeah, because
his nose.
Well, yeah, and he kind of like, it looks like his fur is like a coat and a hat that's covering his eyes. Like, that's
he was called Schaefer, I think. Schaefer. Yeah, he was like,
not Barney.
No. But he's kind of like, when throughout the show as well, like if you go into other episodes, from what I remember, he was like the voice of reason. Like,
he was the big daddy of them all.
He was kind of like, oh, okay, Bert, just like, because Bert always come up with these cockamamie ideas, and kind of like got himself in these type of situations. But no, and as Jake said, the Secret Service bears, like that blew my mind, because that just took me straight back, and the memories just flooded of these bears dressing up as like the most weirdest, like
they seemed like different animation style at times. It was very sort of weird.
It was very much Robin Hood Disney. I felt like, especially like the one that dressed up like Bert Raccoon in the most horrific outfit I've ever seen. But like, because I know we've talked a little bit, but like the plot of this episode, I know you think, oh, it's like a Raccoons episode, it's got a plot. It really did. It was basically it was basically the two main raccoons, the nice ones, Melissa and her fella, what was he called, Ralph, basically talking about a scheme or a plot to change the evil, to get back at Cyril. So these pigs who's spying on them think, oh god, there's going to be like a war. They've got this secret plan. So they run
to war.
Yeah. So they go straight to war. What is it good for? Absolutely
nothing.
Say it again. But yes, they run to Cyril, tell him the plan. Then Cyril goes off in the most weirdest and maddest monologue that you've ever experienced.
It's brilliant. It's so good.
Yeah, when he's like trying to count his money, and he's like, just going...
he's like, if I don't know the amount of this money, I'm not happy. And the fact that he actually calls them conspiracy theorist pigs.
Yeah.
So he's like, he knows that like there's something not right with them. Did anyone else when watching Snarl get Lee Emery vibes? Like the voice. Is it Lee Emery? Oh, what's his name? From Full Metal Jacket, the drill sergeant.
The drill sergeant, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but I was like impressed at like the raspiness of whatever the voice actor was doing. Like that must have hurt his voice after a while.
That was another thing that got us, because I always thought Cyril Sneer was a bit more raspier.
Yeah.
I thought than what I actually heard. So I was like a bit taken aback when he started speaking.
It was a bit like a whisper, wasn't it? I don't even know if I can do
and
it.
Cedric, Cedric.
Oh, just before we get into Cedric as well, two things that they did get, or he could get away with in the 80s with Cyril Sneer. One, he's smoking a cigar.
Oh, like, yeah, full on.
No cartoon in, like, say, the 90s or now would ever dare put even, like, say, a tobacco product. Like, say, back in the day, they used to have exploding ones. But no, Cyril Sneer's always smoking a cigar and a weird gold tooth. Like, say, was he being a bit gangster? Was he being a bit bling? Like, say, down with the kids there?
He loved gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved his gold.
Like, oh, it's kind of like how in Home Alone, it definitely is like cartoon mobster vibes, isn't it?
When he's getting the troops together and he's like, "You will win a Cyril Sneer medal."
Yes.
And
they immediately start throwing each other under the bus to try and win the competition.
That's what you get from a man who has all this gold.
Yeah,
you're getting a medal.
Yeah. It's a very good commentary on capitalism, isn't it?
Yes, very much so.
I mean, yeah, like that's the thing. They did used to hide messages in our cartoons. Well, it's not really hidden to a child; it's hidden. But when you watch it now, you're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this is just all right on the nose." Like...
Yeah, I mean, this isn't even an American production; it's Canadian.
Yes,
it doesn't feel American.
No.
I wouldn't have been able to tell you like why or anything, but it feels like a very kind of indie type of job that like where hippies probably made it. Like it feels like that.
Well, think of like the Everglade Forest, like the forest, like it's all that's where they all live, and that's what they're there to protect is the forest.
Yeah, and
against Cyril Sneer.
And so, are they freedom fighters? Is that what we're supposed to pick up from this? But
apparently, they are the only ones who live in that forest.
So they're just
there's no other characters in what you see.
Yeah, they're just pushing back the Sneer empire from like bulldozing them and like lumber milling the entire area or something.
Because Cyril's always got like a daft plan, but like Cedric being, I know Sammy mentioned, but he is just a lovely guy, but he is the biggest wet blanket.
He's the accountant.
If you're going to put like I say a generic like nerdy image up against a character, you would probably put Cedric's, like if in the dictionary you got nerdy, you would have Cedric Sneer's picture up against it.
Dexter, yeah.
Oh, he was so annoying but yet so lovable at the same time. And he's
he's the only one with a conscience in that family, apparently.
He is. And the fact when Bert blows the door up and he's like, "It wasn't locked."
But I love that relationship between Cedric and Cyril, because Cyril's like the polar opposite to Cedric, but Cedric, with him being his son, he still loves him. And when he's like writing a note out to warn the raccoons that Cyril knows about like their plan, and Cyril grabs a note of him and reads it, and it's like it could have been like really, "Oh, you're going against me, you're breaking that." But he's like, "Oh, I'm quite proud of you. I didn't know you had it in you, son. Get to the fucking dungeon, though."
Yeah. But he didn't lock the door on the dungeon, and that dungeon looked very, very nice. Like he looked like he had a lot of home comfort. So he didn't really punish him. I do like Cyril's line of, "They're gonna try and take my money of everything that I've lied, cheat, and stealed for." Like he doesn't give a shit.
Like I say, on the nose about the big businessmen. They used to be our enemies in TV and shows and movies, kids, and now they've been rehabilitated.
Oh, now you can't say a boo to goose because they'll come and get you. They'll watch you. They're always watching you. especially you, Chris.
Oh,
You
now
felt it.
and now they're our heroes, where it's like Tony Stark, he's the hero.
Yeah.
Or Bruce
And
Wayne.
Batman as well. Yeah.
Tony's got a past that they would like to forget about, doesn't he?
Yeah, so does Hank Pym if you read comic books.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was when Ant-Man came out, I was like, how are they going to explain that one away?
They didn't.
Movie magic, but yes. But yeah, then we get one of the greatest. There's two absolutely amazing scenes. One is the Secret Service that's going out to try and work out the plan or to take out the weapon, and they basically bungle it in so many different ways, and like it's almost like almost Yogi Bear style, how bad these bears are. It's like, hello, boo boo, I got a picnic basket.
It's because he creates conflict in the workforce, and then instead of working together, all the bears are trying to one up each other to be the one.
To get
so
the
that's
medal.
just bad management on Sneer's part. He could have had a united private military. Is that what he has going here?
Potentially. But they call the Secret S's, so the SS of the Civil Snakes.
They are not. They were not.
Look, he did call them the Secret Service. They're so secret that nobody knows about, not even yous.
Yeah, not even his family. They were just in the other room downstairs or whatever, in his cave.
Yes. But yeah, symbolism, guys. Wow. There's a lot of it. But yes, a nice wholesome show like the Raccoons. Like, but Canada don't give no fucks.
Again, though, we used to understand that these were the bad guys,
yes.
and nobody cared if you said that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And are we really going to get Secret Service, like the SS joke? Are we actually going to get that as kids? Because I'm 41 and I still didn't even realize it.
I didn't click on just because I wasn't looking out for anything like that. I'm assuming our parents would have had a chuckle about it back in the day, though.
Surprised it wasn't like I'm not going to go there. I'll stop myself. No. I'm
editing. Yeah, you know what?
Doing well.
Apart from his medal, they did well in not having more iconography. Because I bet they were tempted to be like, could we just roll out a flag here?
Yeah.
With 4 of his little nose on, you know?
Well, to be fair though, when he's given the speech in front of the bears, he's got a podium and he's got his hands down. And he's like, "This is what we're going to do." It's like, all right.
It was the pointing at the pictures when he just kept repeatedly hitting the faces of them while he's talking.
Bless you. I'm glad you didn't stick your hand up though, Sammy. Well done there.
Why? Oh.
But yes, with it being a side part in there, it wouldn't have went well for you. But yes, coming back to the nice family-friendly, wholesome show that is the Raccoons. So the two scenes, as I said, the bears just basically making a shit show of actually finding the thing. But then the escape scene with Bert, the little dog, and Cedric, going through the castle to try and get out, and like again another banging soundtrack that's just like just keeps you going. But you've got
don't forget there was a lady character there. Who didn't get character development.
Yeah. Again, how would you describe the lady character? Because I'm trying to think.
Legs.
She had hair.
Is she a sneer? Because she's got the. I mean, everyone's like, half the characters have got the pointy down nose. I guess
she's Cedric's girlfriend.
Yes.
And is she a raccoon?
She's not a raccoon. She had lady legs.
Yes.
She had actual human legs. A snork.
I know those things were on the heads, not on the nose. Sorry.
No, she had the anteater nose, but I'm just reading on, like say the information about it. She was actually Cedric's girlfriend. So Cedric was getting down with the ladies. Well done, Cedric.
He pulled, even though he fell out the window every morning or whatever when his alarm went off.
Oh, that's Bert. No, so Cedric, just to say as
well.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Cedric, the nerd kid.
The nerd kid. Yeah. So just proves you out there, guys. Nerds pull. We can do it.
He was an accountant, and his rich father as well.
Yeah. So was it a money thing? Was she a money grabber? Boy, no,
she's looking for a guy in finance.
Oh, bless her. I did love. What was her name?
Oh, I'll have a look. It says Sophia.
Sophia.
Yep.
I loved it when she when Bert's showing him the being the boogie woogie boogle boy. And she's like, "Why don't you just show me in a few years' time and surprise me then?" I was like, "Oh,
yes, that was
so
perfect.
good."
She's the smartest character right there for that moment. Just like,
Yeah.
can you just stop being annoying and maybe come back in a few years when you've practiced? Thanks.
Bless you. He was terrible, but yes. But like, and the escape was just, as I said, it was almost like out of a Bond movie. The way they got out of it, it's like this because we get introduced to the hot air balloon earlier on, and Bert's like, "Oh yeah, this is going to be the big surprise."
His war balloon or something. So I think what they thought is they were going to like pilot a Zeppelin into the headquarters and blow everyone up.
Because they kept on mentioning gunpowder as well, so like there's a lot of like reference to violence and stuff. So I can understand a little bit how the pigs went from A, B, Z very quickly.
But did you as a person in 2024 predict it was fireworks? Because I did.
Yes,
I caught that one.
But to be fair,
Sammy thought that everyone was going to get murdered.
I genuinely thought there was going to be a bloodbath. I was like, "Is this why I can't remember it? Maybe my dad didn't let me watch this."
These raccoons, they've been these furry creatures, but no, the bloodthirsty monsters. These are the raccoons out of the great outdoors that were attacking John Candy's bins. I tell you.
Yeah.
I'm sure me dad probably told us that as well at some point. Like, that man just tortured me. Not tortured, but looking back made me look very foolish.
He created his own cinematic universe for you.
He really did. Like, he convinced us I had a magic
Garfield
finger.
is friends with the Ghostbusters.
Look, I've got proof. Zombieland.
But there's so many like good, cool, interesting things. Because as I said, you get the big escape scene where, like say, they throw Cedric and Sophia on the thing. The little dog jumps on, and Bert's kind of waiting, being all the cool guy, going like, I'm Bert Raccoon. I'm just going to wait till the last minute. As the balloon's kind of disappearing, and he jumps and grabs the rope and starts swinging around like a crazy buffoon that he is. But then, as they say, this is going to be our great escape. Then everyone just starts chasing the balloon. And then we realise that, again, Cyril being Mr. Capitalism as well, he's not using, like, say, any, like, ordinary things to chase. He's got a bloody motorcycle with a, like one of them tricycle ones with a little sidecar.
Yep, for his goons.
Yeah, another Nazi reference, just going to say.
They forget the keys, though, which is classic bumbling henchman style. See, it's because he doesn't pay them enough, so they're slacking on the responsibilities.
Well, not just the keys, they forget to fill it with petrol, because like in a few minutes later, the pig is filling the petrol can with it as well. I was like, Jesus Christ, they're not having much luck here. But then
I'll give him credit, though. He gets out there on the front lines. If he did really think this was a war balloon that was going to blow up his empire, he went and chased it. He was going to finish the job on Bert.
He was excited. It was like the best day of his life. It was he's like, "You goddamn raccoon, I'm going to take you down." But yeah, like the way he goes about it and the way he just shoots off, it's like, again, you can't give him shit for not getting his hands dirty, because he was one going to do it. And then he, like, see, when he gets to the big thing where he thinks is the big weapon, and you get Cedric standing in front going, "No, Dad, don't!" And he's like, going to take Cedric out because he's that intense on taking out this weapon. And then we get the
such a good impression of Cedric.
It brought us right back there.
See, Goodwill, it's not just you who can do the impressions of like outdated cartoons now. But yeah, and like this is where we get the big surprise and the big twist. Now, did you see this big twist coming? I know Sammy didn't.
No, not really. I thought they were just trying to like have a party for themselves. I had no idea they were like sort of trying to force rehab him with like kindness.
Say, look, we're nice. We'll give you cake and presents. Love us. Don't burn down our forest.
Yeah.
As we're talking about it, my memory's starting to like pick up a little bit. I'm sure this was the plot to every episode. Was they were just trying to be nice while he was trying to be awful. I think that's what it was.
Oh, do you reckon there's like a Christmas episode we can find where like he does become nice, like for like one night or whatever, and then he's like, but tomorrow,
you damn
we're
raccoons.
back to being enemies.
Has like a proper Scrooge moment.
Yeah, like that's an interesting sort of idea for a show. That's why I was like more surprised, because I thought this was going to be like straightforward. But like you said, we had twists and turns. We had like fairly complex relationships between characters. Like it wasn't just like on face value stuff.
Yeah,
like you said, there was the whole thing where he was proud of his wiener son for trying to like overthrow him. I mean, he got the wrong end of the stick, but the intent to be a half decent father was there, I guess.
The question I'm going to ask though for Jake: are we going to see you in a Bert Raccoon jumper someday?
No, I don't like oversized clothes.
I think you would look adorable in it, though.
I think Sammy could pull it off, though. Like you like a good jumper, don't you?
I do love a good jumper. I feel like it's very on the Freddy Krueger side, like
virgin on it, yeah, just with a big B on it,
just ever so slightly.
Yes, but like, as you said, with all the different undertones and everything that was in this cartoon, as you said, I was quite surprised of how complex it was for like a 20-minute cartoon as well.
Yeah,
it kind of took me back, and I know
it felt longer. I don't know if that's a compliment or a criticism.
It did feel. I think the songs didn't help it when it come down to the length, like the time you felt you were in there, because they had two long montages.
Yes, yeah, which they used to do back then, because they used to do it in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. But they would be like weird parodies of like pop songs that weren't like quite right, and like I said, not done this well. But maybe that makes this like a good value for no money show, because it feels like you're getting a lot. But yeah, I thought it was interesting, but I can also see why I didn't care for it so much as a kid, because there wasn't any action or fighting or mutants.
I think for a child's cartoon as well, I think for its time, it was very complex. And again, I don't think this movie, sorry, I'm going into Sunday mode. This cartoon, if it came out now, like say, did the same tried with beats, the trying to feel, it probably wouldn't feel, it would feel dated. And that's probably the thing I did get from it. Like if I was watching it back now, it felt very 80s in feel and in approach to it. Like when we watched Samurai Jack last week, like the tones and everything that was like universal, that was timeless. This is very much set in the time it was made, which is not a bad thing. It just, as Sammy said, in 20, 30 years' time, people that watched it like us, we're going to be starting to forget about it. And it's not a cartoon where I would say I would pass down to my kids or my nephews or my grandkids, where, because I don't think it would hit home the same thing. Where I would pass down the Turtles, because it's fun, it's vibrant, it's energetic.
Got pizza.
Oh yes, that's the one point I want to think. Cartoons, like when it comes to cartoon food always looks amazing. Like I always get jealous when you look at cartoon food and think, why does my food not look like this? Like if you watch Scooby Doo, best sandwiches ever seen. Like watch Popeye, like say
Tom and Jerry in the steak that doesn't actually exist. It's not even real. It's not even a proper cut, but it looked amazing with a bone in the middle.
Yeah, but the pizza in this, I've never been so disinterested or go.
It was a blob of red. It was just a blob of red, and I was like, oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it's like, did they not have cheese back in the day? Is like cheese back in like bad for these type of animals?
The cow is a citizen.
Does Canada not believe in cheese? Is that what they're trying to tell us?
No, I think they have good cheese. They're like poutine up there.
Poutine, yes, yeah, cheesy chips. But
it's because the cows are citizens, not animals.
Well, they could have milked a human, but
oh, we don't need to
be
go.
me.
I thought this was meant to be a wholesome show.
It's like let's get some fight milk in it there. So it's only sunny on it. But yeah, I was quite disappointed. What do you think of like that aspect as well? Like, I know, like for me, watching it back, I was kind of like I don't use the word repulsed, but I was like, that's disappointing. That just felt like a missed opportunity. Like seeing some gooey cheese hitting the dog's feet. Oh, what's it? A dog? I don't know what it's called. The ant dog ant.
Dog ant.
Dog ant.
And then he was just like, "That's my lunch," and it was just like a wet box that was being tossed about.
You guys can really do his voice really well.
Go on, Sammy. You do Cyril's voice. Go on.
Absolutely not.
But yeah, like it's interesting because like parts of it, like because I know like how they make cartoons is like the backgrounds are often like painted and then the animation cells are put over the top.
Yeah.
And that's how they can like move the camera around sometimes, get like tracking shots and things. But
the Disney method.
Like the backgrounds were quite ugly in this, I thought. And I feel kind of bad because I couldn't draw anything on this scale. Like the indoor scenes looked kind of ugly, but the outdoor scenes were really nice. So I wonder if it's just like that was like the artist's skill set where they were like, I can draw really nice landscapes. Inside of a evil guy's mansion. I'm not so sure. I'll just put anything here.
The drawing of the mansion itself, though, was spectacular. It looked pretty well put together. I am starting to now convince myself in my head, because my dad's an artist and he used to do my party invitations, because obviously I'm a summer child. So, when it's not pigging it down, I can actually have a party outside. And he used to draw my invitations. Now, one I can remember really well because I had it for years. It was an Alice in Wonderland one. But I am positive, I am thinking in my brain cells, did he do me a raccoon one as well? With Bert Raccoon on there.
Did no one come to the party?
Probably not. I had no cousins at the time. It was just me and my oldest cousin, and that was it.
I'm just looking at the background as well, because as you said, as Sammy said, the Disney method as well. So this was a CBS. It was sent to CBS, NBC, and ABC, who turned it down. It was.
No one wanted it. From when I was reading notes up, nobody wanted it. It took a long time to get off, and I'm sure that they tried to revitalize it, try to redo it again later on, heading into the 90s, and it just.
So it was run by TV network CBC, so it must be a Canadian network.
Canada.
It was
All
bought
the best
by
cartoons came out of Canada when I was a kid. The Nickelodeons.
It was bought by an American UK TV studios as a thing, but then then it got, after the first 13 episodes, the Disney Channel started funding it. So it was by the Canadian Broadcast Corporation and the Disney Channel begin funding it. You know how much this cost to make?
$30,000.
$4.5 million.
How? If it's using
we
the
can't
Disney
get
method,
a penny to do anything for Nerdy of North.
You get 4.5 million. But the Disney method is so it's so you can get it out quicker. So it is the background, and then you've got the cells over the top of them, and that is the quickest method to get stuff out. So how is it costing 4.5 million for that?
It got 2 TV specials that went straight to direct to video. It was the Raccoons on Ice.
What?
and the Raccoons and the Lost Star, a direct to video special, and they done Raccoons Let's Dance.
But the video game, or
I don't know. It's a sin. That's what it says. It says Raccoons Let's Dance. This was it says that was a direct to video special. So we might have to look into these just to see what.
Are you gonna try and find out what the secret law is?
see what happened with them. Like the Lost Star is
the falling star is going to destroy us all.
Oh my god! I actually own a VHS player. I want them. I want them to video.
If any exist, if any have survived.
So, because everyone in the community seems to love Sammy. Like, say, on Sammy's birthday, everyone seemed to get Sammy birthday presents. Like, what the fuck was that about?
I got so much love.
So next year,
and everyone picked her favorite cartoon when you put a vote out.
I know. But did they know that? Or
so there's Sammy up north. So for Sammy's next birthday, if anyone can find some of these lost VHSs of the Raccoons, Sammy would be very internally grateful. So we can have them there, and she can she'll even do a watch along with us.
It's going to be like Clockwork Orange, man. Like, you're going to be traumatized by the end of it.
Just, someone's going to have to stand behind us, pinning my eyes open, and watch it.
So after watching the first episode, I know, as you said, take the rose tinted glasses of nostalgia away. Would you go back and watch more of this now? Being completely honest, because I'll be honest, hand on heart, after watching the first episode, I'm pretty much done with the Raccoons now. I'm happy. I'm happy to leave Evergreen Forest behind and move on to
Evergreen Terrace,
or even the Animals of Farthing Wood, shall we say?
No, we'll never go back there. We'll never go back there. I did used to watch that. Don't know why. I think this is where the trauma comes from with talking animals when it comes to me. I can't do it.
There was some rough talking animal cartoons when we were kids.
Yeah.
Man. And before.
Hence all dogs go to heaven and what do you call it? Land Before Land. Oh, and I've never seen Watership Down.
You would bawl. That would be like Clockwork Orange.
I never got that reference for years until Ant had to show us where it came from. I think there's a reason I didn't watch that. I'm far too sensitive.
You will see people multiple times a month talk about how traumatizing that movie was in our Facebook community. It really is one of those like cursed, like it's like the Ring videotape.
Yeah,
you'll never feel the same afterwards about.
From what I've heard, I used to love Animals of Farthing Wood though. I don't know, there was something adventurous about that than there was sadness.
Yeah. So they're trying to cross that road.
Oh gosh, don't. And they used to leave it on a cliff. They used to leave it on a cliffhanger. Did they or didn't they?
Why were they intent on like destroying our childhood?
It's like, you've got so much good things going on right now, kids. We're just going to give you a little bit of trauma to take into your adulthood life.
Is a dose of reality. You fools.
What was that? It was a bus.
You see that? Mrs. Tiggy Winkle's dead.
Go for the throat, guys. Go for the throat. Time to watch him down again. So Jake, would you be living in the world of the Raccoons for a little while, or have you
checked out?
Have you checked out?
No, I think this was a one where I was correct as a kid not to be that interested in it. My tastes haven't changed that much, it seems. But Sneer is an excellent cartoon bad guy, and if you show a picture of him to any, like, child in like our age range, adult now in our age range, and be like, oh look, it's like modern politicians, everyone will be like, haha, yeah, you're right.
You slimy bastard.
But like you say, every time this gets brought up, people speak like insanely highly of it. And I don't know if it's literally just remembering the intro and the outro song, because somebody said, oh yeah, the theme tune, which was like, I think what plays on the outro credits. And I think, like Sammy says, everyone's like nostalgia memories have got like smashed together into this like really good show. And maybe it does get better. And like, we only checked out the first one. Maybe we should have watched the last one in the production run.
We need the Raccoons on ice. That's what we needed to do. Yes,
because things do, like, people work on the impressions, drawings get better and stuff like as things go on. I think that's kind of why when we've picked other shows, we've sort of dropped into the middle most of the time. But I had no idea what the best Raccoons episode to watch would have been.
No, I
I
think
wouldn't have had a clue.
yeah, trying to think of it, but I think sometimes like it's good to revisit the start just to see like what the journey
True.
is. Like say when we done Dungeons and Dragons, it was amazing to watch the first episode and kind of like the last episode just to see where they wanted to go with and like say that was quite an interesting one. But yes, dropping into mid episodes every so often is going to be quite fun. But yeah, Sammy, are you going to live in Evergreen Forest for a little while, or was it just a nice little dipping your toe in the lake?
It was a nice little ditty to like remind us of, you know, a good time that I used to have on a Saturday morning in front of the telly. But no, I don't think I'll be revisiting. Like I said, I just had like this wave of like, oh, you really have forgetting this, haven't you? Like of everything.
Was there like a Bert talking to you?
So like, this is the episode of the podcast
Sammy,
that's kind of broken Sammy, that made her feel, yes, she is now old. She is.
I mean, there's definitely like things that make me sort of like teary-eyed in a like a nice way, like which is mostly cartoon based, because I think it's like when you get those like child memories.
That warm and fuzzy. That like
I don't think I felt what you're describing, Sammy, where you're like disappointed.
It's just I was sitting watching it. I had it on my phone while I was trying to I was doing my tea at the same time, and then because I know the intro off by heart. And by the way, I didn't mention the music when Cyril Sneer is on the screen. The doodle-doo. Yes, love that music.
It has a leitmotif, as they call it.
Loved it, but I don't know. I felt really sad. Like I wanted to cry for very different reasons. I know my memory isn't the best to start with, so when I was watching it, I was hoping like a spark was gonna come back, and it's like, oh yeah, you remember this bit of it, and nothing happened. So I was like, you really are lost.
I'll find a clip of him eating his of Bert eating a peanut butter sandwich, and that might do it for you. Like,
that might bring it all back.
Or might get furry Sammy back.
It's like when I watch Ninja Turtles was a huge one because it was on every morning before I went to school.
And most of us can remember like moments from Ninja Turtles episodes.
Massively. And I remember the hype as well at the time. Like, it's not just a cartoon, it's also what's going on the outside with, you know, your friends watching it, toys that are coming out. Even my local bakery, I can still to this day remember their sugar biscuits with the Ninja Turtles on the front of them. Like, yeah, there he is. And whenever I see that style of figure, it takes me right back to where I was, and that feeling of, oh yes, turtles are coming on. I thought this was gonna. Oh, look at him! I've got turtle stuff.
What's that guy called again?
Metalhead.
Metalhead. Well, wait, it seemed pretty obvious that Jake. But I didn't get that from this, and I'm really sad. And I thought coming on here I would. Will you stop showing off your turtles?
Paul. Stop it.
Oh, praying. But yeah, I wish I felt the same way as I remember feeling.
One day we'll bring it back. So don't worry. So and this, like I remember.
Do you think they would ever make another stab at this, like for the nostalgia factor, or do you think people have done the same thing we did and they were like, let's remake the Raccoons, we've got the budget for it, and then they watch one and they're like, hang on a second, maybe not.
How do we make this now?
They could make it now, because they could make it a little more like it would either be like they make it really silly, you know, like Adventure Time wacky, or they would have to be like, no, we're gonna do a real freedom fighter sort of storyline with this.
I think they would have to do something like that, because I don't think just going off the blueprint that's from the 85 would translate into 2024's kids. I just can't see it.
And it's one of them things when we look back at the, like, again, I know we blow the horns of the 90s and the 80s, like, to the horn, sorry, of so much, because there was so many different variations, or like there was so much choice back then.
Original ideas.
Yeah, like now, like if you think, and I know we're adults, but we still look for like recent cartoons and stuff. I wouldn't be able to put a hand, like a finger out and say this new cartoon is like up there, or like if you think what was it, like Peppa Pig was the big thing for kids.
Everyone hated it though.
Yeah,
All the parents hated it though.
My best friend despises it, but my godson is so into Peppa Pig. Like she's had to give in.
The thing that's rose above is Bluey. That's the thing recently that has risen above.
Huge.
And as far as I've seen, that is a very high quality show made by people who care.
Yeah,
not just people trying to distract children.
Yeah, but I think
Amy gets obsessed when that comes out. She actually has a reminder on her Disney Plus when new episodes come out.
Yeah, but I think with like say the other like cartoons that's out, like, but it's still probably huge, but it's not exactly a new cartoon as SpongeBob SquarePants, where a lot of people still worship, and like when anything SpongeBob comes out, people still go. But again, when did that come out? Late 90s.
99.
Was it really? Because my nephews are in there, like the youngest one being 19, the oldest one being 25, and they were obsessed with that.
Yeah, I mean, even I caught the tail end of SpongeBob, but that's a show that's kind of changed a lot since it started, and the animation's almost gone Ren and Stimpy style, which is weird to think about. Like things coming full circle like that, going back to like old ideas.
Happy joy.
I still maintain that Paul is a bit like Ren. When all of us annoy him and stuff like that.
You can just see him like bubbling away.
You idiot.
To be fair though, we we're just doing the interview last night. Like I think Emma asked a question like, which one gets obsessive and stuff, and like I think Goodwill and Sam both just turned and looked at us like, all right then, fuck yous.
Right at the beginning, she was like, so the origins of Nerdy Up North, and me and Goodwill's head both just went, yeah.
It's
a few times.
It's him, officer. He did it.
He did it. It's him.
He made me do it.
God damn it! I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those kids.
Bringing it back.
So yes, but yeah, it'd be interesting if they did try and do something like the Raccoons now. I don't think it would have, I said, the tones or like the storytelling as deep. It would be like, as you said, something wacky fun where Bert Raccoon just gets himself into mischief and go, oh no, I'm stuck in peanut butter again, type thing, like a tagline like that. Again,
or could they do like a did you see that Chippendales movie where they were like washed up in like the real world?
Didn't that do like really well? Like people it got a good I haven't seen it. Again, it's not it's more Anthony is me.
Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but it felt like the closest we're ever going to get to a Roger Rabbit sequel, and that just made us a bit sad, a little bit.
It was kind of a rip off of like either that or like Last Action Hero, like a combination of both of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, kind of.
I remember having a good vibe about it. If they decided tomorrow they were going to announce that the Raccoons was coming back, is going to whole new program coming out after today. I don't think I'd be that excited for it.
Oh, so
we killed the nostalgia.
It's not like, no, it's not. I feel like I've done it to myself. I feel like for years I have hyped this up in my head because of how important it was to us then, but it's not the be all and end all anymore. Like look at I know I keep going back to Ghostbusters, but that has been a consistent in my life since the day I watched it on VHS, and I am now 41 years old, and that consistency is still with me.
Yeah, like it's still as good as you remember it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do think we're going to get that though a lot, because as you said, we are adults, and now going back to things we are thinking about stuff. It'd be interesting as well, not like if we do go like not just cartoons but like shows from your youth, like going like rewatching an episode of Nightmare might be interesting just to see like what kind of like impact on seeing like turn left, and the shitty graphics on that was
one thing. You got to be careful is there might be people in our group who are actually on Nightmare.
I hope not. I hope so. You
got to be careful who you're making fun of on that kind of thing with live action children.
I'm not saying. Come at me, put him up.
I remember getting the board game Atmosphere thinking that was exactly the same as
Nightmare.
What Nightmare?
I probably
but
would have
it's
thought that
very
was real
different.
as a kid. Like he's watching me through the TV, the gatekeeper.
It was brilliant. A Saturday night in our house was board game night, and that was a huge one. Where
Could
because
we do one of those ourselves? How hard would it be?
not very. The games
to record.
The game's easily accessible. I have a VHS
atmosphere.
player.
Atmosphere.
No, I mean like record our own, like the video clips.
What,
Someone has to play along with it.
Well, to be fair, easy. We'll just put a helmet on. We'll put a helmet on Lee.
I was going to say it has to be Lee.
Tell him to walk into walls and shit, and get Chris to act like a little goblin. Going.
Look out! It's the Black Knight. Step left. Step left.
I think we could set up our own obstacle course for Lee to do.
Oh,
with the helmet on.
Right, we're cutting it off here because, like I said, this is going to be ideas we're going to use now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forget we were recording.
If anyone has a few acres of grassland to sell or rent,
I live amongst a lot of fields. I'm just saying.
I'm just taking a Ryan Dean and just to say, right, we're going to jump in the lake. Yes. Lee, you fucked mate now. Sorry, mate.
Worst thing is he'll do it without any thought of consequence.
So, Jake, what's next week's episode? It's your pick. After I tortured you with the raccoons.
I've been tortured. Well, I'm going to pick a good show. And I've just decided today we're going to have another guest on because it's apparently guest season. We're going to bring Adam on. And
the warlock.
Adam.
We're going to stay in Canada,
right?
But we're going to go to Nickelodeon, and I want us to watch some Invader Zim, which was one of my favorite shows as a young teen. It basically came out right at the perfect time to catch me in my transition to everything sucks. The old cartoons don't do it anymore. I need the weird cartoons that have
I'm a grown-up now.
that have big horror themed episodes and stuff like that. What I ran before this podcast started, I ran down to get these snidey DVDs that I bought from eBay back when eBay was cool. And someone's just basically scanned the entire the real release DVD box set.
Oh wow! My father-in-law did that for me for Game of Thrones.
Hell yeah! But I think I had a Yu-Gi-Oh thing, which is an anime as well from eBay, because eBay used to be what car boot sales used to be.
Yeah.
For a little while, for a few years.
It used to be the Wild West for dodgy stuff.
I'm just looking up the episodes we're gonna watch, because there's definitely loads of hilarious and really out there Zim episodes, but there was a few that jumped to mind. So season 1 episode 4, and I will make these available in the Discord if anyone wants to watch along with us. Germs / Dark Harvest, that's the episode I've picked.
Right.
Which is a very interesting one, and like I said, it's pretty much a horror scene episode. But this is one of those 15-minute shows, so you get 2 storylines an episode.
Cool.
Then the second is the invasion of the idiot dog brain,
right.
But again, it's the second half that I was really wanting, which is Bad Rubber Piggy, which is basically a vague sort of Terminator style ripoff. So yeah, we're gonna get weird.
This is gonna be my
and you're bringing Adam along for it. I love it.
So there'll be pork chimps all around. But yeah, I've never seen it. I've heard of it. But
I think you'll really like it. It's really it's very goth kid, sort of dark humor. Very absurdist, none of the characters really make sense. Adults would never treat children this way. The school teacher's horrible and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just really really out there. But like I say, it's for the moody teen who's yeah, I'm gonna laugh at everything. I'm gonna messed up jokes are hilarious. Hey, what's this Joker guy doing? He seems pretty cool.
Weirdo. But yeah, no, I'm excited for that. So it's quite interesting to see. just to say as well, thank you, Sammy, as well, because you are the busiest lady in podcasting. You've taken over from Michael, like I say, and as we said last night in the interview, you reached the heights that we need to be. So you keep us at that level. So thank you.
You are way too sweet. Thank
yes.
you.
And again, if you're watching this now, because we are going to try something a little bit different this week. So if you're watching this now, then thank you for paying for the YouTube channel. We are going to be putting this out for our premier members of the YouTube channel early. So this will be hitting a few days early than the actual premiere. So you might get a sneak peek. So if you're watching this week early, well done and thank you. If you're not,
cool.
Why are you not paying? Why do you not like us? Do you just want us to die? Do you want Sammy not to eat?
I need food, people.
We've got pets to feed, man.
Yeah.
They're running us ragged.
Damn it. But yes.
I've got cats to put through college.
So I'm looking forward to speaking to Adam like this. It's going to be interesting.
Yes.
Go to the wacky world of Toontown with the giant man himself as well.
Like we'll tell the story properly next week, but it was definitely one of those shows we used to get drunk and sit and watch, like on the in the college days.
Oh, college days, memories.
Yes, like Saved by the Bell, and California Dream.
It was a bit different, I think, in Shiny Row to Saved by the Bell, just a bit.
Tad.
Filthy animals.
We all went to the same college, didn't we? At different times.
Different times.
That was the new
Very
class.
different times.
Standing at the edge of tomorrow today.
Oh my god. Memory unlocked.
Sorry, I'll get Jake to experience Pugwall one day, and that'll be the experience of a lifetime.
Oh my god, you've not seen Pugwall? I've seen Pugwall.
What's Pugwall?
Oh, don't worry, it's a TV show.
Australian program.
It was basically like a show that was on before Neighbours and Home and Away on Channel 4.
I used to watch Neighbours. We were a Neighbours family. Never Home and Away though.
Yeah.
Oh, my granddad did both. Yeah, my granddad did both of them. But Pugwall was in a band.
Yeah, he was a band.
He played a guitar in his band. It's part
was
of
he like
his song.
Toadfish?
Oh, he was better than Toadfish.
Oh god, Toadfish.
Yes.
Wow.
I
Memories.
told you I was a Neighbours household. When's the Neighbours podcast?
Jesus. When we do obscure Australian soaps. Was it the Doctor's one as well?
What was that one? Wasn't Prisoner Cell Block H? Wasn't that Australian?
Vinegar Tits.
You like the coolest kid at school if you stayed up to watch Prisoner Cell Block H.
I'll tell a story another time for Prisoner Cell Block H, but yeah.
I think this is just gibberish to the people of a certain age.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Our age is showing.
So old-timey podcast coming in soon. But yes, Diagnosis Murder, She Wrote, and Prisoner Cell Block H.
Back in my day, there were only 2 Australian shows on every day.
God damn it.
Bluey Dog.
And then Mick Dundee come down and said, "That's not a knife, that's a knife." Sorry, the Australians.
Thing is though, we could do an episode like on the sort of Australia mania that happened, and suddenly everyone was really into Australia for like 2 years in the 90s.
Yeah, my whole family moved over there.
That's mania.
And then we'll review Flipper one day as well, but yeah. But yes, Flipper. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
In the immortal words of Porky Pig, that's all, folks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.